pair of Evos just because they're quite popular. Let's see, we could probably do some more New Balance range. I think they're at the moment. Oh, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Quiet Mile. My name's Miles. How can I help you? Okay, yeah. Notice you're having a look at our running shoes. Yeah, well, actually, this is our second-hand running range. But all of these shoes have been very lightly used, and we have some really great discounts going at the moment. Okay, yeah. So you're looking for your first pair of running shoes? Oh, that's amazing. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'd love to help. Have you ever had a gait analysis before? Right. So basically, there are different kinds of running shoes for different kinds of running styles. And with a gait analysis, we would put you on a treadmill and have a look at how you run, analyse a little bit of your running form, help you understand what might be the right kind of shoe for your running style. Yeah, so I would basically record you from behind and look at your ankles and then talk to you a little bit about the certain different kinds of running shoes that we have available and help you find the best option for you. But it's not just a matter of which style works the best. I'll also take into account the kind of running that you're doing, the goals that you have, and help you find the shoe that best matches your training. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? Oh, okay, awesome, amazing. Well, I'll just go and grab my notepad, and then we can get started. So, the analysis is split into 3 parts. I'm going to ask you a few questions and just understand a little bit more about your running style, the kind of running that you've been doing, just so I can get an idea of what kind of shoes we might be looking into. Then I'm going to measure your feet and watch you run on the treadmill. And then after that, we're going to take a look at some of the running shoes that we have at the moment and help you find the right fit and the right shoe for what you're looking for. Okay, awesome, yeah. So, just need to ask a few questions. Could I take your name, please? Okay, awesome. And how long have you been running for? Okay. So it's pretty recent then. Yeah, and have you been running in just regular sneakers, trainers, or an old pair of running shoes? Right, okay. So you're looking for like your first pair of proper running shoes. Oh, that's really great. Okay, amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, what kind of running are you doing? Are you doing specific training for a race or an event? Are you right at the beginning of your journey, sort of doing couch to 5K? What kind of running are you into right now? Okay, so you finished couch to 5K. That is amazing. How did you find the program? Yeah, it's really great. I did it when I first started out. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so you're going into 10K training, right? Okay, so a little bit of a mix of some easy runs, some long runs, and some speed workouts. Okay. And are you just looking for one pair of running shoes that can sort of cover everything? Right, okay, perfect. And roughly how many kilometers are you running per week? Okay, about 20, right? Is that about 4 runs per week at the moment? Right, okay. Okay, well that's perfect. That's all the information that I need for right now. If you come with me, what we're going to do is just get your feet measured, because we want to make sure we get the perfect fit for your foot shape and your foot width. So I've got my special measuring device. If you could please just take your shoes off for me. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Right, let's take a look at your left foot first, please. Okay, just checking the length. Okay, perfect. And then let's have a look at the width. Okay, perfect. Just going to move on to the right foot. Again, look at the length. Good. Okay. Very good. And the width. Let's see. Okay. So, in terms of the first measurements, the length and the width, you have slightly different measurements between both of your feet. Don't worry, this is extremely common. So one of your feet is actually a half size bigger than your other one. Yeah, the right foot is slightly larger. There's nothing wrong with this at all. But when we're fitting shoes, we tend to accommodate for the larger foot. So you might be going up a size to what you're used to wearing. Right, yeah, so it can feel a bit strange at first, but in running shoes, generally we want half a thumb to a full thumb's width in front of the big toe. Because when you run, your feet will swell. Yeah, exactly, so it's important to have a bit of extra room at the front of the shoe, just to make sure you've got enough space for that. We're just going to take a couple more measurements. These are less specific measurements in terms of the size of the shoe. These measurements are more to see which brands or which types of shoes might fit you best. So we're going to have a look at your instep height. So if you turn to an angle, yeah, perfect. I'm just going to look at how voluminous your feet are and how tall the top of your foot is. Okay, perfect, yeah. And if you just, yeah, so I can look at the other foot. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, so the height of your feet is very average. You don't have a high instep, which is good because it means most shoes are going to fit you nicely. And sorry, I did forget to mention earlier, the width of your feet is also average. So that's really helpful because if you have slightly wider feet or very, very wide feet, much wider feet, then you might require a wide-fitting shoe in a 2E or 4E width, which tends to limit the options a little bit. But your foot and foot shape looks like it's going to fit into most of the shoes that we have. Yeah, it's really great. Awesome. So what I'll do is I'll go and grab a pair of shoes, and we'll have a look at the fit and see if they're all right. They're just going to be a regular pair of neutral trainers to do the gait analysis in. And then after that, we'll take a look at your analysis and some of the shoes that we have on offer. Okay, perfect. So here I have a pair of neutral trainers. And what that means is the shoe doesn't have any added support. so it doesn't change the way that you run, which is why we use it for the analysis, so we can get a good idea of your running style. So if you go ahead and try this shoe on, and we'll make sure that it's the right fit for you. Okay, yeah, let me just take a look. Okay, yeah. Width-wise, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. Just check the front of your big toe. It looks like your toe's reaching the end of the shoe. So this might be a little bit too small. Let me go and grab another size, and we'll just see if size up is a better fit. So here I have a size up, and this might work a little bit better. Let's see. Okay, yeah, perfect. Just take a look. Okay. Good. Yeah, width is still good. The most important part, take a look at the front of your foot. Okay, yes, that's perfect. So you can see that we have half a thumb in front of your big toe there. So that's a good fit. Okay, perfect. What we have to do now is head on over to the treadmill and take a look at your actual running form, the actual exciting part. What I'll do is I'll just grab my notepad again, and we have a safety waiver for the treadmill. If you could just sign your name and tick these boxes, if that's okay. Here's the pen. Okay, thank you. Perfect. That all looks good. So, the treadmill's really easy to use. It's just the on button here to get the treadmill started. Yeah. And use these buttons to increase the speed. You need to be running at least 4 kilometers per hour, so it really doesn't have to be fast at all. But I'd recommend just going up to your comfortable sort of running pace. Really don't need to sprint at all, just a nice comfortable jog. As long as it's above 4 kilometers an hour, it will be perfect for the analysis. Yep. And when you're ready, just click that pause button. Perfect. Oh, and sorry, don't forget to clip in with the safety clip. Yeah, perfect. Don't want to have a disaster. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get the iPad so I can record from behind while you get up to speed. Just give me a shout when you're at a speed that's comfortable for you. Okay. Yeah. Is that a speed that you're comfortable with? Okay, perfect. I'll just go ahead and click record. It's just going to be about 10 seconds. Okay. Good. Okay. Perfect. You can hit pause. Okay, so let's have a look together at the video. see what we can find out about your running form. So here we have the actual video of your analysis, and we use a software called Gait to analyse your form from the hips to the ankles. So if we take a closer look, you'll see that your hips are perfectly aligned. You're dropping 0 degrees up here, which is really good, because some studies have shown that every degree of hip drop can increase your chance of injury by 80%. 80%, which is obviously a lot. So this is a really positive sign. Also, if we move into the actual analysis portal, we can take a closer look at your knee and ankle movement. So, as you can see here, your knees are pretty aligned. Oh, sorry about that. Your knees are pretty aligned. They're not perfect, but you are in the green, so that's a really positive sign. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be in a safe and healthy range. And so that's awesome. That's not going to cause you any problems at all. The most important part that we look at when considering what kind of shoes you might want to wear is this. And as you can see, it says you're neutral. Now, what does that mean? Let me show you. So, when we're doing gait analysis, we look at people's ankles, and we want to look at how your ankles are moving when you run and as you move through your gait cycle. Your ankles go through something called pronation. This is where they roll inwards. It's perfectly normal, and it's just your body's shock absorption mechanisms. However, sometimes people roll in too far, and that's called overpronation. And that's when sometimes we'd recommend a stability shoe, which can help to correct overpronation. However, recent studies have shown that there might not be a direct link between overpronators wearing stability shoes and injury prevention. And we're sort of moving away from seeing overpronation as this bad thing that needs to be corrected. At the Quiet Mile, we tend to avoid recommending stability shoes unless someone has A, severe overpronation, and B, is experiencing injuries and discomfort. Otherwise, most people are fine to run in neutral running shoes. And as you can see from the lines drawn on the back of your leg, everything here is nicely aligned. If I draw a line from the back of your shoe to the back of your knee, it all lines up. If you were to have overpronation, it would look a little bit more like this, and you'd have some angles that are a little bit more obvious. This is maybe a little bit extreme, but it would be more like that. But as you can see, you're perfectly straight, so you'd be fine running in any neutral running shoe. So that's the actual analysis part of the gait assessment completed. But now we can go on over to the fun part and have a look at some of the running shoes. Try a few different pairs on and find out what works best for you. So I'm just going to take a quick look at the notes that I took. So you're looking for one pair of shoes. One pair of shoes. And you're running about 20 kilometers each week. So you're just looking for a shoe that can sort of do it all. In that case, what I'd recommend to you is a daily trainer. A daily trainer is just a running shoe that can be used for sort of a bit of everything. If you were to own multiple running shoes, the daily trainer would be the shoe that you wear the most. For most of your easy training sessions, outside of the daily trainer, you might wear a speed shoe for speed days and a long run shoe for long run days. But if you're just having one running shoe, there are daily trainers that are versatile and can do all of those things as well. So we'll take a look at the options that we've got on offer, and you can try them on, and we'll just see what you like the most, what you don't like. What we'll do then is I'll just bring out 3 options to start off with, and then we'll go from there. These are the 3 running shoes that I would like to start with, because they're from our second-hand range. They're all currently going for only £55. So that's almost £100 off retail price for these 2, and it's £105 off retail price for this one. So I'll just introduce you to the shoes one by one. This is the New Balance 1080 V14. This shoe is ultra soft. It's a daily trainer that can do a bit of everything. But the foam inside is the softest foam out of all the shoes that we have, apart from maybe the Novablast, which is very soft as well. Would you like to try this one on? Of course, I'll just untie the laces for you. There you go. Yeah, do you mind if I just check the fit? So width is fine. The shoe's a little bit narrower than most, but you've got quite narrow feet, quite average feet, so that's fine. And yep, you've got half a thumb width there in the front. How do those feel? Yeah, so they're really soft shoes, they're really cushioned. They're a bit less responsive maybe than some other options. Right, okay, so you're looking for something a little bit more responsive, a little bit more versatile. Okay. Yeah, no worries. I'll put this one in the no list and we'll have a look at some other options. This is the Saucony Ride 18. And it's got a lot less foam underneath than some of the other options that we have. It's still got a nice amount of foam. It's definitely not a low amount of foam, but it is slightly lower than some of the higher stack shoes. That's not necessarily a bad thing at all. It's really just about personal preference. So this shoe, I would say, sort of excels in a lot of areas, but doesn't really stand out in any one. It's comfortable. It's pretty durable as well. It's got a very firm cushioning. It's much firmer than the 1080 V14, which some people like and some people don't. Firm doesn't mean less cushioned, it's just a different sensation under the foot. It's a little bit more snappy than the 1080, but it's still not super responsive. But I've done some speed sessions in this shoe and it was perfectly fine, so it's definitely a good daily trainer. Yeah, it has a really nice step-in feel. The upper is made of a really nice material. It just sort of hugs your foot. Yeah, of course. Yep, so you've got a good amount of room there. I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach. I haven't had my lunch break yet. Okay, yep, that's a good fit. How does that feel? Yeah, of course, please take a little run around the store. Hey, how are you getting along? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, so you like the firmness of it? Yeah, of course, yeah, we'll just put that one to the side then, if you're not sure. We won't get rid of it just yet. And I'll bring out a few other options. Yeah, I'll just put it there for you. Okay, let's have a look. So, I've got one more shoe that is soft in the way that the New Balance shoe was. So, apart from this one, the rest of the options are slightly on the firmer side or on the medium side, but this is another soft option. Now, I know that you really like the firmness of the Ride 18, but this is a lot more responsive than the New Balance that you tried, so you might enjoy the softness of it, because even though the firm compresses a lot, it also bounces back and gives you a really good amount of energy return. And it comes in this awesome green colourway. This is the Asics Novablast 5. It's one of the most popular shoes of recent times. Yeah, so the shoe's a lot more spacious, especially in the toe box. It should still be okay with you because you've got medium feet, but a lot of people with slightly wider feet find that it's more generous than most shoes. Yeah, so I've got slightly wider feet, especially at the front, so I really appreciate that extra room. Yeah, of course, go for a little run. Tell me what you think. Hey, so what do you think of the Novablast? Yeah, it's super bouncy, isn't it? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll put that to the side for you as well. So, the next shoe that I want to show you is the Adidas Evo SL. Now, apart from the Novablast, this is probably the most popular shoe of recent times. So those two have often been compared. Not that they're extremely similar as shoes, but they've often been compared because they're two of the most popular options for daily trainers on the market at the moment. And both of them offer quite a responsive ride. However, the foam in the Evo SL is a little bit firmer and the ride is snappier. This is quite a fast shoe. So if you're really looking to do a fair few tempo sessions, this might be the right shoe for you. So, let me know what you think. Yeah, so the fit is a little bit more tapered on this one. The front of the toe box is quite wide, but the shoe tapers in quite a lot. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, like as long as your foot feels secure and you're not being squished in, then that's fine. Yeah, you definitely have enough room there in front of your big toe. And the width feels okay as well. Yeah. I know, right? It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, they're really fast shoes. Okay, you're feeling pretty sold on that one. Okay, awesome. Well, is there any of the other two that we put aside that you're no longer interested in? Both of them, okay. Wow, okay, yeah. That's awesome. So this one is definitely a contender. But before I sell it to you, I just want to show you one more shoe that you might enjoy. This is the Asics Super Blast. Now, the amazing thing about the Super Blast is that it's got a really responsive foam, even more responsive than the Nova Blast. But the foam is a lot firmer than the Nova Blast. It's not quite as firm as the Ride 18, and it's still got a fair amount of squish and bounce to it, but it's definitely a firmer underfoot feeling than the Nova Blast. But what's amazing about this shoe is it's incredibly durable. There are a lot of people who have been able to take this shoe to up to 1,000 kilometers and more. And generally we expect shoes to last around 500 to 800 kilometers. So that is really, really impressive. It's also a beautiful shoe. This really nice blue colorway. So I'll just untie the laces for you so you can try them on. The benefit that this shoe has over the Evo SL is that it's got a massive stack height of 45 millimeters in the heel, 37 in the forefoot. What that means is if you're planning on doing any marathon training or half marathon training, this is a great long run shoe. But it's versatile enough to use for speed sessions and easy runs as well. There you go. Yeah, so the fit is slightly more performance oriented than the Nova Blast. It's just a little bit more streamlined. There's still a decent amount of room in the toe box though. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's completely fine, as long as you're comfortable. Is that alright? Yeah. Let me just check the front of the shoe. Yep, that's perfect fit. So, did you prefer the Super Blast to the Nova Blast? Yeah, it's a really cool shoe. Yeah, it's amazing really. It's got a really great blend between bounciness and firmness. Personally, I haven't found another shoe that feels quite like it. Yes. Do you want to try the Evo SL one again, just so you can compare? Yeah, you're welcome to try one on each foot if you want, just to get a feel for the differences. Of course. Yeah, I'll just pass that to you. If you're unable to decide between the Evo SL and the Super Blast, the main difference is just that stack height, and then the fact that the Evo SL is a faster shoe. So I would go for the Evo SL if you're expecting to do more speed training, and I would go for the Super Blast if you're expecting to do more long runs. However, don't get me wrong, the Evo SL still has plenty of stack height for long runs, and the Super Blast still has plenty of responsiveness for speed runs. Right. Yeah, it's really hard to decide, isn't it? They're both amazing shoes. They're both really, really good shoes. I'll tell you what, if you want to buy amazing option for your long runs. And the Evo SL would be an amazing option for your speed sessions. And both of them can be used as an easy day shoe. So if you want to get both, I'll give you a £10 discount and you can get both for £100. How does that sound? Perfect. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Well, you can put your shoes back on and I'll go ahead and box these up for you. Right, so just gotta check the size. Check the size, yeah, and make sure that they match. Yeah, perfect. Just write that in the checkbook. So we've got one shoe. Let's just close them up. And the Super Blasts. I'll just check the size. Yep, that's all fine. And make sure it matches the other one. Let's have a look at there. Yep, that's okay. Perfect. No mismatching sizes today. Such a palaver last week. Silly situation. What have we got then? The 6 plus 2. The ocean colourway. We go. That's not the nicest. Let's see. There we go. Tuck those laces into the shoes. Perfect. And shoe number 2. Nice Essex logo, isn't it? Hi. Are you ready to pay? Perfect. I've packaged up the shoes for you. And I'll just go and grab my payment board. So I just need to type in the amount. So that is 100 pounds. Yeah. So if you could just tap your card there. Perfect. Thank you very much. That's all gone through. It's no worries at all. I'm really glad that we found some shoes that you like, and I wish you the best on your running journey. And I really hope that you enjoy these shoes. Look forward to seeing you next time.